cold, and we're talking about some very low dew points. Anytime that you see single digits or even worse, 0 or below, that is going to be very dry air. Remember about 6 weeks, 8 weeks ago, whenever you had to kind of reapply that chapstick several times throughout the day, we're looking at another one of those type of afternoons. Talking about morning temps. Well, they're going to be in the 20s, but the kids are going to feel like the teens at the bus stop. Hopefully you haven't put away those thicker coats, the scarves, the gloves, all things that you're going to want as you head out of the door for the morning. We do have that level 1 risk for strong to severe storms, and that's for a large chunk of our state. This is going into the late afternoon and evening hours. Our primary concern will be damaging winds. We're looking at the potential of seeing some winds gusts 60 plus miles per hour along that. There could be an isolated thunderstorm that is robust enough to put down a downpour that could cause some very isolated potential for flooding. And then once again, looking at a lot of our parameters, if you were with us last night, we showed you our storm fuel, which is the Cape. There's not a lot of energy out there, but what we do have, in addition to the warm numbers, will be some shear. And shear is essentially wind shifting with height. And whenever you have wind shifting with height, you have at least a very low end risk for a tornado. So here is that moisture trickling in during that morning commute. Now, I think that if you're getting up at 6, 7 in the city of Baltimore, you're going to be okay. But folks in Westminster, Thurmont, even portions of Howard County, going to see some of that mix moving in. I expect to track that through about the 10 o'clock hour, moving through the city of Baltimore before we start to see that push on out. And then after around 12 o'clock, anything that falls are going to be light sprinkles, as southerly flow is going to help warm the numbers up a little bit. And that's how we see more clouds build in as well. So getting on the roads tomorrow morning, I do think that around 8, there's going to be some isolated pockets of wintry mix here. You're going to want that thicker coat as those temperatures are going to be near freezing. We get a bit of a bounce as we head into the afternoon, upper 40s, low 50s as you're taking that lunch break. As we're looking at dry conditions, those clouds continue to build for the evening. We're expecting those daytime highs to top out in the mid 50s for most of us, a little bit milder here in the city of Baltimore, cooler numbers near the Mason-Dixon line. And as we head into the evening, if you were thinking about maybe stepping out for your wind down Wednesday, we're going to recommend a nice red as we're going to be looking at some chilly numbers, temperatures falling back into the upper 40s to the low 50s. Still a good enough day to get out and about. There's actually going to be the first holiday shop crawl. This is going down along the falls. You're just going to need to bundle up as temperatures struggle to get into the low 50s. See the top part of it, but it has touched the ground. It is now a confirmed tornado. That is some of the video that we have. This is in Annapolis. Lots of folks shot different angles of this. You're not going to be able to look out west and see that coming. You're not going to be able to do that. Whatever is rotating right now in portions of Carroll County is not going to be seen. It's rain wrapped, and the rain is pretty heavy with that being said. So I want to give an updated timeline, and I want to take it out a little bit further so that we can get more communities involved in this as this system continues to shift towards the east-northeast. So we're going to take this out. So folks that are in Hampstead, you should be in place because you're on the edge of this rotating thunderstorm moving into your community. If you're in Sparks, you have about 25 minutes. Same for Moncton. Jarrettsville, you're on alert. If this continues to rotate, this will be on your doorstep within 30 minutes. So you want to be aware, have a plan, have everyone in the house understand what we're tracking, and be prepared to make that move if necessary within the next 30 minutes. And that's going to be the same for folks that are in Powellsville. Once again, Powellsville, you're about 40 minutes. We always do these checks continuously in these type of events to look at this is our storm relative velocity. So what we look at this image for is to determine the direction of the winds, because that's how we can pick up on that large scale rotation in the atmosphere. And you can see evidence of that right here. This green is winds blowing towards our radar site, and this red is winds blowing away from it. And because they're so close together, that's letting me know that there is a tight rotation that encompasses this entire community. And that's lots of locations, lots of neighborhoods are enveloped in this area, and it's moving towards the east with a slight northeasterly component at about 25 miles per hour. So we're focusing on these folks because we need you to be in your safe place. We need you to be prepared, whether that's just strong winds or you're actually part of where that tighter rotation is. But also we want to give folks downwind a little bit of notice, and that's going to be a lot of smaller communities. That's Hampstead, that's Bethel, Bollinger Estates, Beaver Ridge, all the way down towards Fowlsburg. This is moving in your area, and you can see with the latest radar scan update, this brighter green is continuing to dominate. There's still some red right here, so we're still seeing this rotation, and then it's enough for us to continue to monitor this, but also to track this worn cell. And once we zoom in, this is one of our features that allows us to look at a lot of different dynamics within thunderstorms. This in particular, we're looking at some of the wind speeds that we're getting estimated. And you can see that in that Campus Heights, Chapel Heights area, Campus Heights area, we're looking at 70 miles per hour winds being possible there. And those winds are also rotating. So some very, very strong winds. And just to put that in perspective, that's near hurricane force winds gusting in those communities. So that alone is a reason for us to be on edge. We had winds last week that gusted 50 miles per hour and toppled trees, and we had 34,000 people without power. We're looking at stronger wind gusts with a thunderstorm, with rain that's soaking the grounds. We could definitely see some serious issues, regardless to whether or not we get a confirmation of a tornado on the ground here, just with the dynamics that are at play within this thunderstorm. So see which communities need to be on guard over the next few minutes as this rotating thunderstorm shifts towards the east-northeast. We'll do this at about 30 miles, and that gives us a few more communities like Sparks. About 5 minutes ago, we told you 13 minutes. This is about 8 minutes away now, 7 minutes away. Phoenix, it's about 10 minutes away. Merriman's Mill, you have about 15 minutes before the strong wind, this heavy rain, and this rotating thunderstorm is on your doorstep. What's left of this, we've been telling folks in Jarrettsville for the better part of 20 minutes now to go ahead and shelter in place and be prepared. This is continuing to track towards the east right now. And if you're in Jarrettsville, this is less than 30 minutes away. This is about 25 minutes away before the part of the thunderstorm that is rotating makes it onto your neighborhood. And if you're in Bel Air, I know we have a lot of viewers there, you're also going to want to be on guard as this is pushing towards the east. And you have about 40 minutes, so about the same lead time that we gave folks in Jarrettsville about 20 minutes ago. Right now, the rotation signature is still there, so I completely understand why the National Weather Service has not lifted it. And I'll show you that in just a minute. This is a traditional look at what you normally see on radar. And this is just like a blob, a lot of rain, lots of reds and some yellows. But whenever we switch it over to what we call storm relative velocity, we're able to kind of do a different observation of what's happening in the atmosphere. So no longer are we looking at the rain, but this is strictly a metric that we use to look at wind. And you can see the brighter greens over Bethel. The brighter the green, by the way, the stronger the winds. But also at the same time, you can see the reds that are pretty bright near Patapsco Woods. And because you have them so close together and because the colors are so bright, that indicates some serious rotation in the atmosphere. And unfortunately, we don't have cameras in every neighborhood, on every block. There's no way for us to look and say, oh, hey, I see a tornado. But what we can do is see, hey, this rotation is broad, but it's bright. So that means that it's strong. And if it's strong, that rotation can stretch all the way down to the ground. And that's how meteorologists determine, hey, this is a worn cell. So that's why 85% of the time, there's an actual tornado on the ground. The other 15% of the time, we see videos of funnel clouds or just the clouds moving in a circular motion. That's what we're trying to go off of here. And we're still seeing those signatures right now. It's nighttime, so getting confirmation of anything, whether it's just strong winds or an actual tornado, is going to take a little bit of time because folks are in bed, at home, eating dinner. And we want to make sure that you and your families can do all of those things and stay safe. So if you're inside of this warning zone, you should be in your safe place. And if you're downwind, you should be moving there. So let's talk about safe place first. Safe place, what is it? You need to be in an interior room away from all doors and all windows. Now, for me, that's going to be my walk-in closet. For you, that may be a bathroom. For you, that may be the door underneath the stairs, underneath the steps in the house. That's going to be your safe place because you have the most elements protecting you from whether that's just some debris flying in the air or a tree limb. You have better chances if you're not near those outer walls. So if you're just joining us, I want to kind of do a wide angle view of what we're tracking right now. A line of showers and thunderstorms pushing into the region. We told you that we were under this level 1 risk for some strong to severe thunderstorms because we were under that warm sector. It's kind of the area in between a warm front and a cold front where you get strong southerly flow. If you stepped outside today, you noticed the temperatures were nice. We're forecasting the same type of day tomorrow except warmer numbers. So there's going to be the potential for that same type of instability. So that level 1 risk that's in effect for tonight continues into the afternoon and evening tomorrow, and it's also extended into your Wednesday. So we're going to be doing this dance over the next few days, watching some of these thunderstorms tap into some of that energy that is in the atmosphere. And we're seeing some evidence of that right now with this severe thunderstorm warning that's in portions of Carroll County, but most importantly for this tornado warning cell that is in also Carroll County. And that's encompassing Westminster, Alto Vista, Campus Heights, and the Fimby area. little bit of wintry mix, especially for areas that are along and north of the city. And then
from WMAR 2 News, Maryland's most accurate forecast.
Well, it's going to be the tale of two seasons as we head into the weekend. Tomorrow, going to be another day similar to today, not as nice, but mild temperatures will rule the day as we hit 60 degrees. But a cold front's going to slide through a late day, and that's going to drop those temperatures rapidly heading into the evening. So if you're leaving early, you'll want to sleeves with you when you leave. By Sunday, we're looking at cold numbers, and the high is actually going to be earlier in the day. We're going to be in the 20s for most of the afternoon, so we're going to be quite cold for Super Bowl Sunday. Southerly flow, though, going to rule the start of your Saturday, and that's what's going to get those numbers into some positive territory for the afternoon. That front slides through by 5 o'clock, and winds are going to shift and come out of the northwest. At the same time, we're going to be looking at moisture from a coastal low, and the two are going to work in tandem. We're going to see rain opportunities transition to a chance for snow early Sunday morning. But we're dry to start the morning tomorrow. If you're thinking about going out for some breakfast, upper 40s, near 50 degrees, pretty manageable. And folks that are going to be participating in the Cupid's Undie Run, this is going to start at 12 o'clock at Lucky's Tavern. We're going to be in the mid to upper 50s for this event. So it doesn't get any better than this for February. Folks are going to be comfortable, but you're going to want to have some sleeves with you if you're going to be away from the house all day, because those numbers, they tumble. And we're talking about dipping back into the 30s as we get closer to the 10 o'clock hour. Then that moisture moves in, and we're looking at snow opportunities as temperatures are going to be flirting with freezing across most of the state. By 8 o'clock, when you're getting up, though, getting ready to maybe go to church, we're already seeing most of that energy clear out. Northerly flow ruling, and look at the numbers in the upper 20s, get into the 30s for a little bit, but back into the 20s for the 5 o'clock hour. Going to be a very chilly afternoon as northerly flow really dominates, and unfortunately, that's going to set the stage for a cold Valentine's Day. Models continue to fluctuate on these totals, roughly an inch to 2 inches across most of the area. We think that the opportunities for lesser snow is going to be along and north of the I-95 corridor, 1 to 2 on the southern eastern shore and portions of southern Maryland. And we're drying out just in time for the lovers and friends forecast, Valentine's Day. If you're with a new person, maybe a new love interest here, coffee date's probably a good choice, upper 20s. For the new boo, kind of new, still getting to know each other a little bit, no pressure, lunch date, we're at 30 degrees. You'll want to bundle up here. And then as we head into the evening, where all of our long-established relationships are going to be dining and wining, we're talking about being at freezing with partly cloudy skies. So thankfully, we'll finally see the numbers rebound by Tuesday. We're back into the mid-40s, above average by Wednesday. The 60s return Thursday and Friday, but so do rain chances.
All right, Patrick.